Good morning. I'm your host, Khisha Brij'on, along with the King of LA Sports, Richard Lopez. And today we are bringing you a special NFL Rookies edition of the TakeOver. We will be discussing which rookies will have the biggest impacts on their teams this coming season. How you doing today?
Feeling like $1 million.
Really? You look like $1 million.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had $1 million.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Gonna get there one day.
Hopefully.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay. We'll start off with my picks first, if you don't mind.
Oh,
ladies first?
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Chivalry's not dead.
It's not.
No.
Thank you. My first pick is Eric Fisher. Fisher is strong in the run game and brings pass protection prowess to keep Alex Smith upright in Reed's West Coast offense. And with Kansas City re-signing Brandon Albert, the Chiefs line is looking pretty good. So I think that's a good look for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Next, I have Tavon Austin, a wide receiver out of West Virginia. And he may be the weapon Sam Bradford and the Rams offense desperately needs. Austin has open field ability that should translate immediately into the NFL. He is also a legitimate threat at the running back and return positions. So I think he will help out the Rams in that aspect. My third and fourth picks are the Green Bay running back duos, Eddie Lacy out of Alabama and Jonathan Franklin from UCLA, who are amongst the most talented runners in this year's draft class, who absolutely complement each other. With Lacy's power inside runner style and Franklin's three-down playmaking ability, they should give the Packers some much-needed balance to their offense. And the last choice I have is DeAndre Hopkins out of Clemson, who may be the most pro-ready receiver from the draft. He has constant hands, runs precise routes, and has excellent body control over the field. He can be that second go-to receiver across from Andre Johnson that the Texans need. So those are my picks. Rich, who are your top 5 rookies for the 2013-2014 season?
Well, first, let me go back to your last pick. As I seen earlier, that's a great pickup right there.
Thank you.
He's going to be Andre Johnson's replacement. And I was just talking to one of my buddies last night. Shout out to Malcolm Waxy. I was talking to him, and he was saying the same thing about Hopkins, how he's going to be probably one of the main guys on the Texans, and Andre Johnson finally has some help.
Yes.
I just think that was an outstanding pick by the Texans, and he is probably the most ready wide receiver out of all the wide receivers going pro this year.
I agree. So who do you have? Who's on your list?
I'm going to start with, I'm going to save my best for last.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with D. Milner out of 6'1". He's 6 feet 1 inch, 199 out of Alabama. And he's Darrelle Revis's replacement, and this guy is amazing physical specimen. He's very productive in press coverage because of his ability to twist his hips and turn to run without losing a step. He's the total package, and I think by the end of 2013, he will be the Jets' #1 cornerback threat. Yeah, I look for big things out of D. Milner. And right after him, I have Star Latui. Latui was supposed to be maybe #3 pick overall, and he got picked #13 by the Carolina Panthers. They already have 2 great DNs that are very young, Charles Johnson and Greg Hardy, along with linebacker Luke Kuechly, who's one of the top young linebackers in all the NFL this year.
Okay.
That move right there, instantly, if it works out and Latui lives up to his form, the Panthers will probably be one of the top 3 defenses in all football.
Wow.
I mean, Latui has the potential to be very dominant with his smarts and his physical skills. He's just a great player, or he's going to be a great player. And next, I got Jarvis Jones, who was drafted #17 overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know how he fell to that #17, but this guy probably, for me, is one of the best defensive players in the draft, the best linebacker in the draft. And he's James Harrison's replacement, and he's playing along the other side of Lamar Woodley, who didn't have a great year last year because he was by himself. And I think with the addition of Jarvis Jones, Lamar Woodley turns back to Pro Bowl form, and this year the Pittsburgh Steelers actually can get some pressure on the quarterback and get back to that Pittsburgh Steeler type of defense that they're accustomed to having. Because last year was just a horrible year for Steeler fans, and I know a few of those Steeler fans, and they were not happy about last year. So hopefully that happens for Pittsburgh. And my fourth pick is Monty Ball. Monty Ball out of Wisconsin. He got drafted to the Denver Broncos, and he fits right in for what Denver wants to do. I wouldn't say he's an every down back, but the Peyton Manning and Denver probably throw almost 60% of the time. So I think he'll be a good change of pace, and I believe that he'll give the Broncos exactly what they need to get take that extra step in the AFC West. And I hate it because I'm a Raider fan, but the Broncos are just looking extremely dominant.
Okay.
And finally, my most impactful player would be Tyler Eifert out of Notre Dame. The Bengals drafted him. He's 6'6", 251 out of Notre Dame, and Andy Dalton has just been hurting for more weapons to have. He has A.J. Green. They got Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and they got a couple of other wide receivers, but they need that extreme tight end to take over because as we can tell in the NFL, tight ends are starting to be real valuable, and Tyler Eifert is the best tight end in this year's draft. A lot of people compare him to Jimmy Graham out of New Orleans. So Tyler Eifert, I believe, is going to be the next big thing as far as tight ends. He's, with Gronk out, I think Tyler Eifert is going to step up as being one of the elite tight ends this year as a rookie too. So I look for him to make an impact right away.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have some pretty good rookies on that list. My 5, your 5. I think there's a lot to be looked out for in the NFL. Why don't you give everybody your contact information as far as your Twitters and your YouTubes and things like that, so they know how to check you out when they need to.
Okay. Find me on Instagram, King of LA Sports, YouTube, The King of LA Sports. You can find me on Twitter, Rich Lopez, Kolase. And go ahead, Ms. Brij'on.
And you can catch me on YouTube at Khisha Brij'on. And we thank you very much for joining us here at the TakeOver. Until the next time, may the sports be with you.
And don't be afraid to roll the dice.